Rick Ross, born William Leonard Roberts II on January 28, 1976, in Clarksdale, Mississippi, didn't have the easiest start in life. Clarksdale, a town known for its deep roots in blues music, was far removed from the glitz and glamour of Miami, where he would eventually make his name. Ross's early childhood was marked by a blend of Southern culture and the challenges that came with growing up in a struggling family. But when his family moved to Carol City, Miami, when Ross was just a child, his life began to take shape in ways that would define his future. Carol City, part of Miami Gardens, was far from the tourist-friendly beaches and nightlife that people often associate with Miami. It was a neighborhood with a reputation, known for its high crime rates and the ever-present hustle of street life. This environment had a profound impact on Ross, who was exposed to the realities of street culture from a young age. The vibrant yet gritty energy of Miami in the 1980s and 1990s left an indelible mark on him, shaping both his ambitions and his music. Growing up, Ross was like many kids in Carol City, navigating the complexities of his environment while trying to figure out his place in the world. He was drawn to sports, particularly football, and showed promise on the field. But beyond athletics, something else was capturing his attention: hip-hop. The booming bass lines, the stories of struggle and triumph told through rap lyrics, and the larger-than-life personas of rappers like Notorious B.I.G., Tupac Shakur, and others inspired him. These artists, with their ability to turn personal pain into powerful music, showed Ross that there was a way out of his circumstances, a way to rise above the challenges he faced. By the time Ross was in high school, his passion for hip-hop had grown from a casual interest into a serious ambition. He began writing his own rhymes, influenced by the East Coast rap scene and the Southern sounds that were becoming more prominent. But the path to becoming a rapper wasn't clear-cut. Like many aspiring artists, Ross had to balance his dreams with the harsh realities of life. To support himself, he took on various jobs, the most notable being a correctional officer. This job, which he held for 18 months, would later become a source of controversy in his career. But at the time, it was just a way to make ends meet while he focused on his music. The transition from William Roberts to Rick Ross wasn't just a name change, it was a transformation. The name Rick Ross was inspired by Freeway, Rick Ross, a notorious drug kingpin from Los Angeles. This persona was more than just a moniker. It was a reflection of the world Ross saw around him in Miami, a world where the line between hustler and hero was often blurred. Adopting this name was Ross's way of channeling the grit, determination, and larger-than-life persona that he admired in others and that he knew he had within himself. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Rick Ross began to make his presence known in the Miami rap scene. He started out by performing at local clubs, gaining a reputation for his deep voice, vivid storytelling, and his ability to capture the essence of Miami street life in his lyrics. Ross was hungry, driven by a desire to not only succeed but to dominate. He knew that to make it big, he needed more than just talent. He needed to stand out in a crowded field. Ross began collaborating with local producers and artists, slowly building a network of connections that would eventually help him break into the industry. He released several mixtapes that caught the attention of Slip and Slide Records, a Miami-based label known for its roster of Southern hip-hop artists like Trick Daddy and Trina. Signing with Slip and Slide was Ross's first big break, a step that took him from being a local artist with potential to someone on the brink of national recognition. But it wasn't just about making music. It was about crafting an image and a brand that people would remember. Ross understood the power of perception and worked tirelessly to cultivate the image of the boss, a larger-than-life figure who embodied the hustle, the luxury, and the struggle that came with life in Miami. This persona resonated with fans, who saw in Ross someone who wasn't just rapping about a lifestyle, but living it. By the early 2000s, Rick Ross had laid the groundwork for what would become a legendary career. He had the connections, the music, and the persona, but he was still waiting for that one hit that would catapult him to stardom. Little did he know, it was just around the corner. By the mid-2000s, Rick Ross had built a solid foundation in the Miami music scene. He was known locally, but the wider world was still largely unaware of the powerhouse that was about to emerge. All of that changed in 2006, when Ross released a track that would not only define his career, but also become an anthem for hustlers everywhere, Hustlin. The creation of Hustlin was a turning point. Ross teamed up with producers The Runners, who crafted the song's iconic beat. The heavy, hypnotic rhythm, combined with Ross's deep, commanding voice, made the track irresistible. But it was the hook, "Every day I'm hustlin', hustlin', hustlin'," that truly captured the essence of Ross's persona and resonated with listeners. The phrase became more than just a lyric, it became a mantra for anyone grinding to make a better life for themselves. When Hustlin' was released, it was an instant hit. The track exploded on the Miami radio scene before quickly spreading across the country. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know more about Rick Ross, the rapper with the booming voice and the street credibility to back it up. The success of Hustlin' didn't just put Ross on the map, it made him a household name in hip-hop. As the buzz around Hustlin' grew, so did the interest from major record labels. A bidding war ensued, with multiple labels vying to sign the hottest new artist in the game. In the end, Ross signed with Def Jam Recordings under the guidance of the legendary Jay-Z, who was the president of the label at the time. This deal was a major milestone for Ross, solidifying his transition from a local Miami rapper to a national star with the backing of one of the biggest labels in the industry. With the momentum from Hustlin', Rick Ross quickly began working on his debut album, Port of Miami. The title was a nod to the city that had shaped him and to Miami's reputation as a gateway for drug trafficking, a theme that would become central to Ross's music and persona. Released on August 8, 2006, Port of Miami debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling over 180,000 copies in its first week. This was a remarkable achievement for a debut album, especially in an era when physical album sales were starting to decline. Port of Miami was more than just a successful album, it was a statement. The album was filled with tracks that showcased Ross's ability to blend vivid storytelling with hard-hitting beats. Songs like Push It, Blow, and Cross That Line further established Ross as a major player in the rap game. His lyrics painted a picture of the lavish yet dangerous lifestyle that comes with being a boss in the streets, a theme that would become a hallmark of his music. Critics praised Port of Miami for its production quality and Ross's commanding presence on the mic. The album's success proved that Ross wasn't just a one-hit wonder, but a serious artist with staying power. For Ross, the album's success was vindication, a sign that all the years of hustling, grinding, and perfecting his craft had finally paid off. However, with success came scrutiny. As Ross's star rose, so did questions about his past. In 2008, photos surfaced showing Ross in his previous job as a correctional officer, a revelation that sparked controversy given the persona Ross had cultivated as a street hustler. Critics and fans alike questioned the authenticity of his image. For a time, it seemed like this revelation might derail his career, as authenticity is a crucial currency in hip-hop. But Ross handled the controversy with the same confidence that characterized his music. He acknowledged his past, but he didn't let it define him. Instead, he doubled down on the Rick Ross persona, emphasizing that his music was a reflection of the world he had observed and been a part of, whether as a participant or an observer. His response was a mix of honesty and defiance, which resonated with fans who respected him for not backing down. Ross's ability to navigate this controversy without losing his momentum was a testament to his understanding of the hip-hop game. He knew that in a genre where image and authenticity are paramount, the most important thing was to stay true to the narrative he had built. And that narrative was one of relentless hustle and unshakable confidence. The success of Port of Miami set the stage for Ross's continued rise in the music industry. With his debut album, he had proven that he could deliver hits and albums that resonated with both the streets and the mainstream. But more importantly, he had established himself as a force to be reckoned with, someone who wasn't just here for a quick flash of fame, but was building a legacy that would last. As Ross moved forward, he was more determined than ever to expand his empire. He wasn't just thinking about his next album, he was thinking about how to build an empire that would solidify his place in hip-hop history. The foundation had been laid with Port of Miami, and now it was time to build on that success and take things to the next level. After the success of Port of Miami and the subsequent albums that solidified his place in the hip-hop hierarchy, Rick Ross wasn't content with just being a solo artist. He had bigger ambitions, ones that involved creating a legacy not just for himself, but for other artists as well. Ross had always been a student of the game, and he understood that to truly cement his status in the industry, he needed to build something that would outlast him. This vision led to the creation of Maybach Music Group, MMG, in 2009. The name Maybach was carefully chosen. Known as a symbol of luxury, opulence, and success, the Maybach brand represented everything Ross aspired to in life and music. By attaching this name to his music label, Ross was making a statement. MMG was going to be about more than just music. It was going to be about a lifestyle, a brand that exuded power, wealth, and influence. But starting a record label in an industry as competitive as hip-hop was no small feat. Ross knew he needed to recruit artists who not only had talent, but also shared his vision of dominance and luxury. He began scouting for artists who had the potential to become stars in their own right, but who could also contribute to the collective power of MMG. One of his earliest and most significant signings was Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill. Meek had already built a name for himself in Philly with his raw, street-oriented mixtapes and his ferocious delivery. Ross recognized Meek's potential and offered him a deal that would change both of their careers. Signing with MMG in 2011, Meek Mill quickly became one of the label's breakout stars, with his debut album Dreams and Nightmares further solidifying MMG's reputation as a powerhouse in the industry. Another major signing was Washington, D.C. Rapper Wale, known for his lyrical prowess and ability to blend introspective themes with mainstream appeal, Wale brought a different flavor to MMG. His addition to the roster showed Ross's willingness to diversify the label's sound and reach different audiences. Wale's album Ambition was a commercial success and received critical acclaim, further boosting MMG's profile. These signings were strategic moves by Ross. By assembling a team of artists who each had their own unique style, but shared a common ambition, Ross was able to create a label that was more than the sum of its parts. MMG wasn't just a collection of artists, it was a movement. Each member of the group brought their own fan base, and together they created a synergy that propelled MMG to the forefront of the hip-hop scene. The success of MMG was also fueled by Ross's relentless work ethic. He was not just the CEO. He was also a mentor, collaborator, and partner to his artists. Ross made sure to feature prominently on his artists' projects, lending his star power to their work while also ensuring that they maintained the high standards he set for the label. This hands-on approach helped to create a sense of unity and shared purpose within the label, which was evident in the cohesive sound and branding of MMG. In 2011, Ross released the first compilation album under the MMG banner, Self-Made Vol. 1. The album featured contributions from the label's roster and was a commercial success, debuting at number 5 on the Billboard 200. The compilation was more than just a showcase of talent. It was a declaration that MMG was here to stay. The album spawned several hit singles, including Tupac Back and I'm a Boss, both of which became anthems in their own right. As MMG grew in stature, so did Ross's influence in the industry. He wasn't just an artist anymore. He was a mogul, someone whose decisions could make or break careers. Ross's ability to identify and cultivate talent made him a respected figure in hip-hop, and his label's success was proof that he had a keen understanding of the business side of the industry. But it wasn't just about the music. Ross was also expanding his brand into other areas. He began collaborating with luxury brands, launching his own lines of merchandise, and even getting into the restaurant business with his investment in Wingstop. Each of these ventures was carefully chosen to align with the image of wealth and success that Ross had cultivated throughout his career. Ross wasn't just selling music, he was selling a lifestyle. As the head of MMG, Ross was also navigating the challenges that came with running a label. There were conflicts, both internal and external, that threatened to derail MMG's momentum. Ross found himself embroiled in public feuds with other artists and labels, most notably with 50 Cent. The feud, which had started years earlier, escalated during this time, with both rappers taking shots at each other through diss tracks, interviews, and social media. The conflict, while intense, also kept Ross and MMG in the public eye, adding to the label's notoriety. Despite the challenges, Ross kept pushing forward, driven by his vision for MMG. He knew that to maintain the label's success, he needed to keep evolving, both as an artist and as a businessman. This meant continuing to release music that resonated with fans while also exploring new business opportunities that could expand his empire. By the time MMG released Self-Made Vol. 2 in 2012, the label had firmly established itself as one of the leading forces in hip-hop. The compilation album debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200 and featured hits like Bag of Money and Power Circle. The success of the album further cemented MMG's reputation as a label that could consistently deliver quality music while also pushing the boundaries of the genre. As MMG continued to rise, so did Ross's status as one of hip-hop's most influential figures. He had gone from being a rapper with a hit single to a mogul running one of the most successful labels in the industry. But for Ross, this was just the beginning. He had bigger plans for MMG and for himself, plans that would take him to even greater heights in the years to come. By the time Rick Ross had established Maybach Music Group, MMG, as a powerhouse in the hip-hop industry, his life was a blend of highs and lows. On the one hand, his label was thriving, his personal brand was expanding into new territories, and his influence in the music industry was undeniable. On the other hand, Ross faced significant personal challenges that threatened to undermine everything he had built. One of the most persistent issues in Ross's career has been his legal troubles. As a high-profile figure with a reputation rooted in the gritty realities of street life, Ross often found himself under the scrutiny of law enforcement. These legal battles began to take a toll on his public image, forcing him to navigate the complex dynamics of fame, legality, and authenticity. In 2008, Ross was embroiled in a lawsuit with Freeway Rick Ross, the real-life drug kingpin after whom he had modeled his stage name. The former kingpin argued that Rick Ross had illegally profited from his name and likeness. This legal battle was significant not just because of the potential financial implications, but also because it called into question the very persona that Ross had built his career around. Although the case was ultimately dismissed, it highlighted the fine line Ross walked between his crafted image and the legal realities of using another person's identity. Legal troubles continued to follow Ross. In 2015, he was arrested on charges of kidnapping, aggravated assault, and aggravated battery stemming from an altercation with a groundskeeper at his Georgia home. The details of the incident were troubling, and the charges were severe enough to potentially derail Ross's career. However, Ross and his legal team managed to negotiate a plea deal, allowing him to avoid jail time. Despite this, the incident was a stark reminder of the precarious nature of his position, a reminder that even as he reached new heights, the pitfalls of his past and the pressures of his present were never far behind. These legal battles were compounded by Ross's ongoing health issues. In 2011, Ross suffered 2 seizures on the same day, one while on a flight and another shortly after. The seizures were a wake-up call, not just for Ross, but for his fans and peers in the industry. Known for his larger-than-life persona and physically imposing presence, Ross's health scare shocked many and raised questions about the toll that his lifestyle was taking on his body. Ross later revealed that he had been diagnosed with epilepsy, a condition that can cause recurrent seizures. The diagnosis was a turning point for him. Although he continued to project an image of strength and invincibility, it became clear that he needed to make significant changes to his lifestyle if he wanted to continue his career. Ross began taking steps to improve his health, including losing weight and adopting a more balanced diet. He shed over 75 pounds, a transformation that was as much about his health as it was about maintaining his image as a powerful figure in hip-hop. Despite these efforts, Ross continued to face health challenges. In 2018, he was hospitalized again after being found unresponsive at his home in Miami. The incident sparked rumors and concerns about his well-being, with many fearing that his health issues might finally catch up with him. However, Ross recovered and continued to push forward, determined not to let these setbacks define him or his career. Through it all, Ross maintained his presence in the music industry, consistently releasing new music and collaborating with other artists. His 2012 album, God Forgives, I Don't, was a commercial success, debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200 and receiving a Grammy nomination for Best Rap Album. The album featured a mix of introspective tracks and anthems that reinforced Ross's status as one of hip-hop's leading figures. Despite the legal issues and health scares, Ross's music continued to resonate with fans, and his ability to bounce back from adversity only added to his legend. One of the key factors in Ross's ability to maintain his dominance was his skill at collaboration. Throughout his career, Ross has been known for his ability to work with a wide range of artists, both established and up-and-coming. His collaborations with stars like Jay-Z, Kanye West, Drake, and Lil Wayne not only kept him relevant, but also helped to cement his reputation as a versatile and influential artist. Ross's willingness to collaborate was also evident in his work with the artists on the MMG roster. He played a crucial role in shaping the careers of Meek Mill, Wale, and others, using his platform to elevate them while also ensuring that his own career continued to flourish. Ross's collaborations weren't just about making music. They were about building a network of influence that extended beyond the confines of MMG. By working with top-tier artists and producers, Ross positioned himself as a central figure in the hip-hop industry, someone whose opinion and presence carried weight. This network helped Ross to weather the storms of legal troubles and health issues, as he could always count on the support of his peers and the loyalty of his fans. As the years went on, Ross continued to release albums that showcased his evolution as an artist and as a person. Albums like Mastermind, 2014, and Black Market, 2015, reflected a more mature Ross, one who had experienced both the highs of success and the lows of personal struggle. These albums were well received, with critics praising Ross's ability to blend introspection with the braggadocio that had become his trademark. Ross's music had always been about duality, the balance between the opulence of the boss lifestyle and the harsh realities of the streets. In these later albums, that duality became even more pronounced, as Ross grappled with his mortality and the consequences of his choices. Through his legal and health struggles, Ross never lost sight of his ultimate goal, to build a legacy that would outlast him. He continued to expand his business ventures, including growing his Wingstop franchise and launching other entrepreneurial endeavors. These ventures were more than just side projects. They were an integral part of Ross's brand, reinforcing his image as a self-made mogul who had transcended the limitations of his environment. Despite the challenges he faced, Ross's ability to maintain his dominance in the music industry was a testament to his resilience and strategic thinking. He understood that success in hip-hop wasn't just about making hits. It was about navigating the complexities of fame, law, and health with the same determination that had driven him to the top. Ross's journey was far from over, and as he continued to evolve, so too did his legacy. As Rick Ross moved into the next phase of his career, he remained one of the most influential figures in hip-hop. His success wasn't just measured by chart-topping albums or hit singles, but by the empire he had built, an empire that extended far beyond music. Ross had become a symbol of resilience, success, and the entrepreneurial spirit that is often celebrated in hip-hop culture. After weathering the storms of legal troubles and health issues, Ross continued to release music that resonated with his audience. His 2017 album, Rather You Than Me, was a critical and commercial success, debuting at #3 on the Billboard 200. The album was praised for its introspective lyrics and its exploration of themes such as loyalty, betrayal, and the cost of success. Tracks like Idols Become Rivals took direct aim at industry figures, showcasing Ross's willingness to speak truth to power, even if it meant making enemies in the process. Rather You Than Me was a statement album, one that showed Ross's growth as an artist and as a man. It was clear that he was no longer just the boss who rapped about luxury and excess. He was also a seasoned veteran of the industry, someone who had seen it all and had the scars to prove it. This maturity was evident in his lyrics, which reflected a deeper understanding of the complexities of life, success, and the music industry. Ross didn't slow down after the success of Rather You Than Me. In 2019, he released Port of Miami 2, a sequel to his debut album. The project was both a reflection on his journey and a reminder of how far he had come. The album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, proving that even after more than a decade in the game, Ross could still command attention and respect. The project featured collaborations with some of the biggest names in the industry, including Drake, Nipsey Hussle, and Meek Mill, further cementing Ross's status as a heavyweight in hip-hop. Port of Miami 2 wasn't just about nostalgia, it was about legacy. By revisiting the themes and sounds of his debut album, Ross was able to connect his past with his present, showing that while he had evolved, he hadn't forgotten where he came from. The album's success demonstrated Ross's ability to remain relevant in an ever-changing industry, a testament to his adaptability and his understanding of what his audience wanted. But Ross's influence extended beyond his music. As he continued to release albums, he also expanded his business ventures, further solidifying his status as a mogul. One of Ross's most successful ventures has been his involvement with Wingstop, a popular chicken wing franchise. Ross didn't just endorse the brand, he invested in it, becoming one of the largest franchise owners in the company. His Wingstop franchises have been a significant source of income, and Ross has been vocal about the importance of ownership and entrepreneurship, using his success to inspire others in the hip-hop community to invest in their futures. Ross's business acumen didn't stop at Wingstop. He also ventured into the world of real estate, purchasing several properties, including a sprawling mansion in Fayetteville, Georgia, which once belonged to boxer Evander Holyfield. The property, which Ross dubbed the Promised Land, became a symbol of his success and a reflection of the luxurious lifestyle he had rapped about for years. But it wasn't just about luxury. Ross also used his real estate investments to generate income and build wealth, further diversifying his portfolio. In addition to his ventures in food and real estate, Ross has also made moves in the world of spirits, launching his own line of luxury champagne, Luc Belaire. The brand has become a favorite among hip-hop artists and fans alike, thanks in part to Ross's marketing savvy and his ability to leverage his influence in the industry. By aligning himself with a product that represented luxury and celebration, Ross was able to further enhance his brand and extend his reach beyond music. Ross's influence on hip-hop culture is undeniable. As an artist, he helped shape the sound of Southern rap, blending the gritty realism of street life with the opulence of success. His deep, booming voice became his signature, making every track instantly recognizable. But it wasn't just his sound that made him influential. It was also his ability to create a persona that resonated with fans. Ross embodied the idea of the self-made man, someone who had come from nothing and built an empire through hard work, determination, and a relentless hustle. Ross's influence is also evident in the careers of the artists he has mentored and collaborated with. As the head of MMG, he played a crucial role in the rise of artists like Meek Mill, Wale, and others, helping to shape their careers and guiding them through the ups and downs of the music industry. His ability to spot talent and nurture it has earned him respect not just as an artist, but as a leader in the industry. As Ross continued to expand his empire, he also became more involved in philanthropy and community work. He has used his platform to speak out on issues that matter to him, including criminal justice reform and economic empowerment in the Black community. Ross's involvement in these causes is a reflection of his growth as a person and his understanding of the power he wields as a public figure. He has made it clear that he sees his success as a way to give back and make a positive impact on the world around him. As Ross's career progressed, he also became more reflective about his legacy. In interviews, he has spoken about the importance of building something that will outlast him, something that his children and future generations can be proud of. This focus on legacy is evident in the way Ross has managed his career and his business ventures, always with an eye toward the future and the long-term impact of his decisions. In the ever-evolving world of hip-hop, Ross has managed to maintain his relevance and his influence, a feat that few artists can claim. His ability to adapt to changing trends while staying true to his core identity has allowed him to remain a dominant force in the industry. But more than that, Ross has become a symbol of what is possible when talent, ambition, and hard work come together. He is not just a rapper, he is a mogul, a mentor, and a leader, someone who has shaped the culture and left an indelible mark on the world of hip-hop. As Rick Ross continues to forge ahead in his career, it's clear that his influence extends far beyond the music industry. He has become a symbol of perseverance, ambition, and success, in a world where so many have struggled to break through the barriers of their environment. Ross's journey from the streets of Carol City to the heights of hip-hop stardom and business success is a story that resonates with many, and his legacy is one that will undoubtedly be remembered for years to come. Ross has always been introspective about his journey. In interviews, he often reflects on the challenges he faced, the lessons he learned, and the decisions that shaped his path. For Ross, his career has never been just about making music. It has been about building something lasting, something that would leave a mark long after the music stops playing. This focus on legacy is a driving force behind much of what Ross has done, both in and out of the studio. One of the most significant aspects of Ross's legacy is his impact on the sound and culture of hip-hop. Ross played a pivotal role in popularizing the luxurious, larger-than-life persona that has become a staple in Southern rap. His music often paints vivid pictures of wealth, power, and success, but it also reflects the struggles and realities of the street life he came from. This duality, the balance between the highs of success and the lows of the hustle, has made Ross's music relatable to a broad audience and has cemented his place in hip-hop history. Ross's influence is also evident in the artists he has mentored and supported throughout his career. As the head of Maybach Music Group, MMG, Ross has been instrumental in the success of artists like Meek Mill, Wale, and others. His ability to spot talent and nurture it has helped shape the careers of some of the most successful artists in hip-hop today. Ross's leadership at MMG has created a legacy of its own, one that will continue to influence the music industry for years to come. In addition to his contributions to music, Ross's business ventures have also played a significant role in his legacy. His success with Wingstop, his real estate investments, and his ventures in the spirits industry have all demonstrated that Ross is not just a musician, but a savvy entrepreneur with a keen eye for opportunity. These ventures have not only provided Ross with financial success, but have also inspired others in the hip-hop community to pursue business opportunities beyond music. Ross's emphasis on ownership and entrepreneurship has helped shift the narrative in hip-hop, encouraging artists to think about their long-term financial futures and the importance of building wealth. Ross's philanthropic efforts also contribute to his legacy. He has used his platform to advocate for causes that are important to him, including criminal justice reform and economic empowerment in the Black community. Ross has been vocal about the need for change and has supported initiatives aimed at improving the lives of those who, like him, come from challenging backgrounds. His involvement in these causes reflects his belief that success is not just about personal gain, but about making a positive impact on the world. As Ross looks back on his career, it's clear that he is proud of what he has accomplished, but he is also focused on the future. Ross has often spoken about the importance of building something that will outlast him, something that future generations can look back on with pride. This focus on legacy is evident in the way Ross has managed his career and his business ventures, always with an eye toward the future and the long-term impact of his decisions. Ross's legacy is not just about the music he has created, but about the path he has paved for others. He has shown that it is possible to rise above the circumstances of one's environment and achieve greatness through hard work, determination, and a relentless pursuit of success. Ross's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of believing in oneself, even when the odds are stacked against you. As Ross continues to evolve, his influence on hip-hop and the broader culture will undoubtedly continue to grow. He has already achieved so much, but it is clear that Ross is not done yet. He remains a force to be reckoned with, both in the music industry and in the business world. And his legacy is one that will inspire future generations of artists and entrepreneurs. In the years to come, Rick Ross will likely be remembered as one of the most influential figures in hip-hop history. His music, his business ventures, and his impact on the culture will continue to resonate long after he steps away from the spotlight. Ross's legacy is a powerful reminder that success is not just about where you start, but about where you end up. And Ross's journey from Carol City to the heights of the hip-hop world is a story that will be told for generations. As the years go by and hip-hop continues to evolve, Rick Ross's name will be mentioned alongside the greats, those who not only made their mark on the music, but who also shaped the culture and the industry in profound ways. Ross's story is one of triumph over adversity, of building an empire from the ground up, and of leaving a legacy that will stand the test of time. And as he continues to build, innovate, and inspire, Rick Ross's legacy as the boss will remain firmly cemented in the annals of hip-hop history.